So do and done, the analogy that you came up is really about having Aviator agents do the job for me.
Yeah.
And we're going to go through a couple examples today. We're going to show you how the agent performs the human's work.
Sounds great.
That was all created in the Aviator Studio, and we're going to show you a couple of those examples today. First example we're going to show you, Mark alluded to it earlier, we have two huge wins.
Yeah.
One of them being Coors, the other one being GM. They go to something called the Trading Grid.
Right.
And the Trading Grid has this Trading Grid online portal, which we're looking at on the screen. And when GM or any of our customers use the Trading Grid, they have to move tons of data.
Okay.
And sometimes
See that on the screen over there?
the data doesn't make it to the destination correctly, and you have to fix that error. So the first thing that we're going to show you is how an Aviator that is always on, in situ, is correcting the error in real-time form.
Sounds great.
So let's have a look. The first thing we do in Business Network, we go to the portal, and we're going to open up the error. I'm one of the customers, could be Coors, could be GM. I see the error, it's pretty cryptic. I got to figure it out. The batch failed. What do I do? Typically, what do our customers do? 1-800 call open text.
And this is that email with the doom loop of delay.
The doom delay. If that came to me on a Friday, Mark, I'm not getting that thing till Monday. It's the long weekend. Sorry, Coors.
Yeah.
We can't have that happen,
Yeah.
right? So how does that change? How do we get to the do and done?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So we're back at the portal. Same thing is going to happen where the customer is going to go in, look at their transaction, they're going to see the error. They're going to open up the error, and in situ of that error, you're going to see the Aviator logo. That Aviator logo in the error details sits at the top right-hand corner of the screen. The customer at this point just clicks the error. I don't have to load the error, I don't have to explain the error, I just click it.
So I'm not searching or summarizing anything.
Nothing.
All that's happening is behind the scenes, there's an Aviator, an agent, which is looking at the problem, parsing the problem, and then spitting out the result for what that means.
And it says to the customer, you don't have to phone OpenText,
Yeah.
you need to fix this field that you sent in correctly.
Yeah.
Do and done on the spot.
Do and done.
On the spot.
Awesome. All right, sounds good. Let's look at the next one.
Scenario number 2. Oops. Let's get to scenario number 2. All right, let's set the stage. I'm a marketing guy, and we just created a website.
Are you sure you're marketing?
No, I'm not in sales. But I'm a marketing guy, we just created a website.
Yeah.
So the premise today is we want to use Aviator to help us check the security on this.
Yeah.
Mark alluded to it earlier, we're going to go deep into service management. So how about if we set the scenario where I'm a marketing guy, I need to get the security scan done by one of our products called Core App Security, and I want to initiate that scan through another one of our products called Service Management. Can we do that today? We can, because Aviator agents can talk to each other. And typically in that process, it's going to ask me to re-log in. In that process, what ends up happening,
Now, if you didn't have this, you would typically go through a manual process of trying to send that website URL to somebody in an email, and they will get it, they will then look at the scans, and they'll give you an answer.
and I'd have to create a ticket to start.
Sure.
So I go into services management, I got to create a ticket. So I'm filling in a form. That
Yeah.
form gets routed around the organization. Talk about lack of visibility.
Yeah.
So it's one island talking to another island.
Yeah.
Somebody in IT gets routed the form.
Yeah.
That form happens to be about application security. So we have to run a scan
Sure.
on it. Broken pieces of
Yeah.
information, very little visibility.
Yeah.
How about if I go to SMAX now, or Service Management, and simply type in the question, I want to scan a website. It knows my profile.
Yeah.
It understands who I am. It understands my privileges. It understands the boundaries that
Yeah.
I have. And it comes up with a suggestion that, well, Rob, if you want to scan a website, you're going to need to perform a dynamic application security scan.
Okay.
Right? So it figured that out for me. It
Right.
didn't tell me, I didn't have to fill in a form.
Yeah.
Right? So the next thing I
This is
have,
happening in real time, right?
real time, we're watching, this is a live demo.
Yeah.
So the next thing I want to do is it's going to ask me, what URL do you want?
Right.
Again, no filling in a form. What is the website? It's probably in a test site. It's not. It's in a dev
Yeah.
site. So I'm just going to put in the URL website. I hit post. I'm going to give it a quick name. I'll call this one OKO.
Yeah.
That just opened the ticket. That just got sent to Core Application
Yeah.
Security. The scan is running in real time
All of that
as we
happens.
speak. 5 minutes from now, I'm going to get an email saying, Rob, your scan is done. Here is the output report.
Yeah.
And typically the output report for someone that is in marketing it's not something that's very easy for me
Sure.
to comprehend.
Yeah.
So this is when I want to bring up my Aviator.
Right.
So it automatically went into my Aviator.
So the previous ones were do and done because it was all happening behind the scenes.
Right.
But now, if you want to search or summarize something, you bring up my Aviator.
And do and done again.
Got it.
Do and done.
Rob, thank you very much.
You're welcome.